just realized that my microphone was off. Take 2. Hi loves, Vixen's back. I can't even talk now. It's been a long day. It's been a very, very long day at work. Anyways, let's do part 2. I know it says part 5. We're doing part 2 of The Ridiculous World of PS1 Cheats by Caddicarus. We're part 5 of his cheats. So yeah, no confusion. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this in 3, 2, 1.
Part of thoroughly unhelpful and debatably even cheats. As much as there are some pretty sick cheating ops in this book, there are nearly just as many cheats for all sorts of games that are a waste of life and not worth the tree that was killed to print them. Whether they be overly complicated for the sake of an award, not even worth it, or they unlock a feature that does nothing but inconvenience you, or they do nothing cool at all and just waste the precious air you need to survive, there are many games listed in this book that just let you down after getting your hopes up after seeing them included. Much like in Destruction Derby 2, where if you change your championship file name to credits, nothing happens. But you will see animated credits. I think this one is worth 3 ETH. I can just imagine all the people that played this game back in the day, whose legal name was Credits, getting very confused after they put their name in. The always classic Spider-Man also has a variety of cheats in the book. However, one in particular requires you to write a swear word in the password screen, and then this happens. I can't believe Spider-Man was a nun all along. Also, the cheat book says that Spider-Man is supposed to appear, wipe the word away, and then replace it with something less offensive, like flower. But I can tell you, after hours of experimentation, I could not get him to wipe the swears away. He just wants to beat them up. Well, good for you, Spidey, teaching some valuable lessons to the kids out there. Oh, okay, well, he didn't mind that one. Oh, by the way, it's about time we put an end to this argument. You know Miles Morales? Yeah? Well, let me tell you right now. Miles Morales isn't Spider-Man.
Yes!
He's Spider-Man, just like Peter. And how about those quote-unquote cheats that shouldn't even really be cheats in the first place? Like holding all the shoulder buttons and triangle in Crash 2 while changing warp room floors in order to fight a boss you already beat. Or using codes in Championship Bass in order to unlock challenge mode, or in Everybody's Golf, where holding L1 and X while selecting a character lets you change the stance of the golfers. Why are all these things hidden with secret codes? Shouldn't they just be part of the game to begin with? The same goes to Wipeout 3, where there's a lovely code in the book that allows you to change the color of the turbo pads. Why is this a secret? And furthermore, why would you want to even do it anyway? I can teach you how to change the color of a turbo pad myself. Just get yourself a girlfriend, wait for about 4 weeks, and then ask her if you can have a look at. And it's one thing to be pointless, but it's another thing to be thoroughly unhelpful. Like in Star Wars Demolition, the game where you finally get to pilot all of the iconic Star Wars vehicles, like the Snow Speeder, the AT-ST, the Pod Racer, the Land Speeder, and Boba Fett. You know what?
I'm still with the color changing. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I gotta rewind this, but just to get back to Star Wars. I love you, Caddy. That's all I can say is I love you, man.
Finally get to pilot all of the iconic Star Wars vehicles, like the Snow Speeder, the AT-ST, the Pod Racer, the Land Speeder, and Boba Fett. You know what you need in a game where you have low gravity ships to steer? Even less gravity. This isn't fat air anymore. This air is morbidly obese. Ah, it's Hagrid.
Hello, Harry.
And then there's Command & Conquer Red Alert. Start the game, open the sub-menu, select the PlayStation symbols in a certain order, and then you get access to a bomb that is so powerful that it even bombs yourself and you lose. Oh, and here's another one. Turn all the ore into beer. Okay, then what happens with that? Well, I didn't know what else I was expecting. Those wacky Soviets and their drink. Hang on, wait, now the game is telling me not to drink. All right, Dad. I mean, what else can you even say? Everything is the same. Nothing has changed. There's just beer now. Being drunk up by diggers, just like Muck when he's finally had enough of Bob. But aside from all of that, this cheat is a bad idea, because like you should have already learned in school, beer always kills you. The follow-up game is also in this book, Command & Conquer Retaliation, named as such because the Soviets lost the previous game after all that beer, so they got rid of it and tried attacking this time. And let's be real, who needs alcohol to win a war when you can change the name of your civilian building to Jonathan's house? Or how about Big Ern's? Or Kurt's house? Ludwig's house? Claudia's home because she doesn't live in a house? Jason's manor? Simon's mansion? Munson's pub? Munson's pub? I have never met a Munson before. What kind of name is Munson? And why doesn't he own Munson's mansion?
Right with that, comrade. Your mission in the Ukraine is simple.
Nope, not touching that one. Star Wars Masters of Terras Cassi, presented in the two languages that you can't think of without the other, English and Finnish. In a fighting game, being able to see your health bars is very important, which is why the book includes a cheat that gets rid of them. Who's winning? Who's losing? Well, I am for playing this. Who the hell knows? It's part of the fun. And while you're here, feel free to turn on big head mode, and suddenly you'll see your granddad in the 60s. Ugh, I'm bored of this. Moving on. Game abort. Oh. You'd be surprised how many racing games have cheats that just do not help you. Take V-Rally 2, for instance. Was all of this shit a little bit too difficult for you? I wouldn't blame you for saying that, but don't worry, because you can always make things easier with the double speed cheat. Wrong way. Oh, thank you. I didn't notice. For God's sake, you're going so fast that the race begins before the countdown to the roll-up even ends. I've had enough of this. It's just too silly.
I'm trying to drink my water, man.
Cars jump higher. Have you ever played an extreme sports game on the PS1 but desperately wished that the environment looked like a giant smear? Well, have no fear. Now I have no fear. For every cool unlockable bonus level you can get with cheats, like a volcano stage with skeletons, or a canyon level with aliens, who are indeed world-renowned for their love of mountain biking, there's also stuff like this. I love this, whatever this is. Look at it, it's a mess. It's like a skid mark after a Skittles milkshake. But if that's not quite your tempo, how about this? Red pill? Blue pill? Hillary? Bush, who cares? Take them both, and you'll wake up as a professional downhill mountain biker. You know what though? It's cool and everything, but it's still not enough for me. I want to see even less. Dots mode. Yes.
Oh God, yes. No. Oh, it's broken. Okay.
I thought I left all the bullies behind when I left school. Now I'm being bullied by a volcano. You know what, though? I'm fond of you, skeletons. Even in death, still cheering us on in the afterlife. I want to join you. Where's the anti-gravity cheat?
Can you make it? Can you make it? Can you make it?
Bike!
Ouch.
Did you know you activate this cheat by naming yourself Big Floater? As far as terrible, unhelpful cheats go, there's nothing quite like the ones that require you to do even more work than it would be to just play the damn thing normally and get the same result. In Destruction Derby 1, if you type in monkey as your name, start a match, and then do 5 360-degree spin attacks on other cars without crashing too much, which is way harder than it sounds, you will spawn a monkey on the track. And then, if your engine hasn't blown off yet, you can chase the monkey and hit him for an extra 50 points every time. Who even cares? By the time you manage to sort all of this out, you've either already made over 100 points or you're shown off on a speed limit PSA. Do you know how long it took me to get my first single 360-degree attack? 18 minutes, and I needed to do that 4 more times on that run, which only lasts about 90 seconds. It's not possible. I swear to Christ, you can't see what's coming behind you. There's too many cars blocking each other to spin them. You don't have enough health to survive long enough, and your car must be going on a bear hunt because it has to go through everything. I tried for over an hour to make this all happen and recycled enough cars to build another sweatshop. Yet the best I could do was 3 360s in one match. But the computer players, oh well, they can knock me into a 360 whenever the hell they want. They don't even think about it. And they don't think about it because they're computer players. They don't have human brains that think. My uncle has a computer. I asked him. And yeah, I know there are cheats for invincibility and choosing how many cars you want on the track and blah blah blah, but here's the problem with that, sunshine. These are name entry cheats, so you can only activate one of these at a time. Useless. Totally useless. And as for Rayman, well, Rayman's cheats in this book are just a cacophony of empty promises. First of all, Rayman is xenophobic against fairness, so you start off with a sigh of relief when you see the level unlock codes. But it's one of those cheats that unlocks literally everything, meaning there's no point playing any of the levels because there's nothing to collect, meaning that you can just go straight to the end of the game and win, making those codes completely worthless. After you're done crying, you then see an extra continues cheat. Oh good, if there's one thing Raymond definitely needs, it's extra continues to actually give you a fighting chance of finishing a single level, let alone the whole game. So then you start reading it, and it says, if you have 0, 1, or 2 continues left, when you are at the continue screen, press and release successively the following directions slowly, brackets 1 per second, while Raymond is staggering around. Up, down, right, left. You should get 10 continues. You should. However, this doesn't work all the time, so your best bet is to save the game with 1 continue left, die 3 times, try the cheat and repeat it if it doesn't work. What a jar of knobs. How can you be happy with yourself with your game being as hard as it already is, Raymond, and then make the cheats to give anyone the tiniest remote chance just as difficult to pull off? Am I supposed to take all of this from a man with no neck? I tried so many times to make this cheat work, dying over and over and over on the first stage just to trigger the continue screen so I could trigger the cheat and untrigger myself, but it just never happened. So after you're done crying even more and writing into your local newspaper's agony aunt, you then gasp all the shock out of the room and die as you see that there are still a few cheats you can try. One of them being picture-in-picture mode. Great, thanks. This is just what I wanted for Christmas. The other thing being no pause text on the pause screen. Bloody brilliant! And then the last one being this. The worst cheats to input in this entire dead tree, whereby holding all of the shoulder buttons after the Ubisoft logo, and then holding start after the brick wall FMV, and then sitting there like a human lemon, keeping all your fingers held down on all of those buttons throughout the entire intro cutscene, including the start menu screen until the screen goes black and the demo starts. Absolutely nothing happens. As far as I can tell. I didn't notice anything different, but according to the cheat book, apparently this is in order to activate a large Rayman demo, which can only lead me to assume that it increases the length of the start menu demo video, which you'll end up skipping anyway when you hit start because you want to play the game and the game tells you to hit start. Raymond, get your head out of your egg hole, and then as the final icing on top of the mud, you suddenly notice that, hey, by the way, these cheats might not even work on the platinum version of the game. You don't even have the common linguini hair decency to allow these meddling pissy little cheats to work on all versions of your own game. And take into account the wording. The cheats may not work. They don't even have a confirmation, so the poor saps who desperately want something to help them with this 2D indigestion still have to attempt these codes just to see if they maybe work, including the continues cheat that has a 70% chance of not working if you're not frame perfect on the copy of the game that it works on to begin with. Raymond, I am filing for divorce next week on the grounds of no consummation of the marriage and no legs. I'm playing Tomb Raider 2 now, and there's a certain cheat in it that really caught my attention because it's inputted unlike any other code in the entire book. You don't just hit a sequence of buttons, you actually have to make the character move in a very specific way and take your time with it. You hold R2 and then sidestep left, sidestep right, sidestep left, walk back 1 step, walk forward 1 step, release R2, hold left or right to spin around at least 3 times, and then perform a normal backwards jump to...
Interesting. I was gonna say she's doing the electric slide, but...
Explode or implode. We will take care of it. Oh no, we're still not done with thoroughly unhelpful cheats just yet. Strap in, blokes, because there's a good chunk of games in the book that do give you certain menu codes or save file name unlocks, but only after you've already completed some of the hardest challenges in the game you're playing, making the code itself not even feel worth it after all the aggro. For instance, Rage Racer, or Ridge Racer 3, does have a cheat for unlimited money, but it only works if you complete the normal Grand Prix with every class, and even then, you have to wait for the credits to end, save your game in a brand new memory card, go back and play a normal GP at class 5, pick the only car that's available, start the race, wait for the countdown, pause the game, retire the race, enter the normal GP again, but this time on class 1, and yay! Now you have unlimited money. What are you gonna spend it on? Hookers! Ooh, what's that? Is that a little bit of scum? Oh no, it's you. Did you just say that that cheat in Rage Racer wasn't good enough for you? Well then, I have a cheat for you, and it can turn off the rear view mirror. And back on again. This is not in the basic controls or just a regular thing that you should be able to do. It's a cheat, and it's a cheat that makes you see less. Formula 1 99, the first Formula 1 game ever made where you drove men instead of cars, and he's disgusted about it. There's plenty of codes for you to work with in the book, however, all of them require you having to finish with a high score in Grand Prix mode, and require you to do that every single time you want to add a new code in. And for what? A night race? But I don't want to do that. That's bedtime. Sadly, this also applies to Tekken 2. There's no quick or easy way to unlock all of the characters in the game, but you need all of them in order to perform the cheats, which, by the way, are also pretty unhelpful, like a first-person mode. Oh god, no! Stop! What's sad, though, is that this also applies to the funnier cheats, like Sky mode, where every uppercut sends your enemies to inspect the cornflakes in God's beard. And I couldn't even do it myself anyway, so I'm showing you footage from a robot, or even the classic big head mode. What sadist locks a big head mode behind 100% completion? I haven't got time to complete the game. I've got things to do. I need it right now. I want to see Heihachi with gout. Hang on, wait, what's this? Bigger head mode. First enter the big head mode cheat. Hang on, does this add even more to the original big head mode? I didn't know you could play as the thing that killed the Titanic. And a massive poo. We're still not quite done with unhelpful cheats just yet, though. For yet another example, look no further than in UFC, which of course stands for the name of the guy the game is named after, Uncle Funnycock. You know, I've never really been into wrestling or MMA or any of that stuff, so I'm not sure if I can recommend this game or not. But if you're interested, I have to warn you that you can't play it if you're a snowflake. Fight like a man! Yeah, you pansies! Don't be such a woman! Only alpha males allowed in here!
That's so disgusting, Caddy. Respect for that.
Now, I will admit there are many cheats
so
to unlock
nasty.
extra characters, just like Card Girl over here. Well, that's just lovely. And there's even a code in the book named after what my doctor said to me last time I had my pants down, Big John. But the cream of the crop of terrible, backwards, unnecessarily cryptic, utterly awful cheats to apparently reward you after you already struggled to beat the game completely goes to UFC. So first of all, yeah, you have to finish the champion mode or win the tournament mode. That's already bad enough. But then once you start seeing a text box appear on the screen, you then need to make sure another controller is plugged in, then press R2, L1 and L2 at the same time on that Player 2 controller, and guess what happens? You get to see a slideshow of the loading screens. You unlock the loading screens. Why is this hidden behind a Mensa puzzle? Why isn't this just something to unlock and view in the menu? Better yet, why is this even a feature? I don't fight like a man. I watch PowerPoint like a boy. Oh, here's a really disappointing one. It's in Alien Resurrection, one of the first ever first-person console games to use the left stick to move and the right stick to aim. Isn't that the best news you've ever heard?
Yeah.
This game is best played in the dark. Oh no, I forgot the book.
But how can you read in the dark? My good man.
Can't see it. Yes, this game does have all the standard boring but useful cheats like level select, infinite ammo, invincibility, no chest burster, but there's one particular cheat in this book that led me on and then let me down, and I've never been stood up by a book before, so it really hurt. There's a cheat written down here known as research mode, and when activated, you gain access to a screen with many light switches, and by turning some of them on and some of them off in different patterns, you can affect the way that all the enemies look and behave. Sounds great, right? Well, ha, you just fell right into the trap of a book telling you its parents aren't home, because there is no source anywhere I could find that gives you any information about which combinations of lights do what to the aliens. What should be a funny little cheat ends up turning into a shitty little guessing game where you pause it, go to the screen, try another pattern, close the screen, unpause the game, and watch in awe as a transparent green xenomorph dangles like an old sock, not changing at all, until after 2 minutes of random guessing, it eventually disappears and leaves behind a little splat. Stop laughing at me. It's not funny. I spent ages on this damn game trying to get something interesting or funny to happen, and I honestly just couldn't. All I managed to do was turn the aliens into Roundtree's fruit pastels by changing them from red to green to orange. Then I made the facehugger eggs flat and tiny. Then I made the aliens tiny. Then I made the aliens invisible. And then I made the facehugger eggs fat. Shooting these little things is like trying to sit on a flea. And the worst thing is that I have no idea what I did to make it happen or get it to unhappen. You want to know what my absolute favorite unhelpful cheat in the whole book is, though? That is easy. It's in WWF Warzone, the only wrestling game that strives for nothing else but realism.
Yo.
Yeah, alright. Okay, so, much like the other games that I just talked about, the book tells you with this game that you need to beat it multiple times with multiple characters in order to unlock everything, which you will be doing anyway, so thanks very much for that reading. But, once you've done all of that, there is one extra special hidden secret code that you can now use. You go to the elevator, press L1 and R1, and you get to see the cheats that you have. There is a cheat code in this game to see the cheats that you have. There's no codes to unlock those cheats. The only code in this book allows you to view the cheats that you got yourself by playing the game normally. I am going to eat my own head. Actually, no, I changed my mind. These are my favorite useless cheats. There are 2 games mentioned here, NASCAR 2001 and Buster Groove 2. That were never even released in the country that this book was sold in. I'm not making that up. Buster Groove 2 is Japanese, yes, but the English versions of these games are American-only releases. Can you possibly get any more unhelpful than that? Actually, you know what? Maybe you can, because there are some cheats here for NHL 2001 and 2000. What, so do the cheats work for both of the games? Or could it be that they only work for one of these games and they forgot to double check before printing the book? I have no idea, so I guess there's only one thing this could mean, and that is that you have to play both games at the same time.
Yeah, sounds about right.
What's happening? What's going on with me?
Oh, not the
I feel so
part.
strange. Am I? Yes, I am.
You are.
I am becoming hockey.
That was very bright.
Hi, Caddy. How are you today? Oh, hi, low-gravity Caddy. I'm all right, thanks. How are you doing? I'm feeling pretty good, thanks. I lost some weight recently. Oh, yeah? How much? All of it. Wow, you must nearly be a size 0. Well done. What an inspiring and healthy story. Thanks, Caddy. Anyway, I couldn't help but notice that you were looking at a PS1 cheat book, and I wanted to give you my 2 cents, because I remember the days when you could unlock lots of things without needing to spend any money, which is a lot different to how the industry works today, even when the unlocks aren't that amazing. Do you remember in Metal Gear Solid 5 when you had to pay for the tuxedo when it was just a game completion unlock 20 years? Part 1/3 of the number of the beast. Not cheats. You know what these following cheats are not? Cheats. Oh no, I am so stuck on Crash 3, I can't get past Tiny Tiger.
Oh,
What?
no.
There's a cheat code for an instant Aku Aku hit point by hitting all the symbol buttons on the controller at once, and they got Aku Aku's name wrong? And I scanned a bit of old food on the page? Hell yes! Come on then, boogity me up.
Ooga ooga. So I did that too soon.
Wait, it's false? How could you do this to me, Bonus Bob? Okay, right, I'm not actually talking about those kinds of cheats, the ones that don't work at all or are misinformation perpetrated by the BBC. I mean the cheats that just shouldn't even be categorized as such. They're more like hints or directions, and are easily the most disappointing thing that pop up when you find a game you own in the book, because they don't help me right this second, so what's the damn point? There are a frightening amount of games listed in this book that, yes, you could argue have helpful things written down about them, but I'm sorry, they're just not cheats. They shouldn't be in a cheat book. Like with ISS Pro Evo, the heartbreaking story about a man that's slowly turning into a football. Unlocking all-star teams, unlocking classic all-star teams, unlocking the bonus cup trophy, all of these things are not unlocked by codes or secrets. You just beat the game normally. Like, that's honestly it. No special requirements. You just play the game as you normally would until you beat it like you probably normally would, and then see these things unlock as you probably normally would. It sounds like a waste of paper just explaining it to you, right? Well,
Like
tough
you normally
tat,
would.
because this also applies to Tekken 3, Battle Arena to Shinden 3, Flintstones Bowling, Bio Freaks. Yeah, you're not kidding. Bushido Blade, Walt Disney World Magical Racing Tour, Buster Groove, Kensei Sacred Fist. What are you doing, mate? Did the guy next to you just fart? Chicken Run, Dino Crisis 2, Jamalami, Ronaldo v Football. No, Ronaldo, don't go up against football. What if he has a mace? Metal Gear Solid Special Missions, Libero Grande, Gran Turismo 2. The Mummy. Quake 2, Ace Combat 3, The Grinch, WWF Attitude, WWF SmackDown 2. All of these games and more just tell you what happens when you play the game normally, which you'll find out yourself by playing the game normally. It's great that I can play Star Wars Jedi Power Battles and have the book tell me how to unlock my favorite character, Plo Hate Crime, but telling me I just need to beat the game normally as certain characters is what I was gonna do anyway. Or not, because Star Wars Jedi Power Battles is a massive crease. The same applies to you too, X-Men Mutant Academy. It's not as helpful as you think it is to say, unlock character by beating game. And even your free year 2000 mobile phone won't win me over. And you know what? I don't even count the games featured in the book that tell you how to unlock stuff or find items by doing extremely specific extra things you wouldn't think to do normally. Just like the not cheats for Chocobo Racing from the makers of Final Fantasy VIII, but none of the other ones. Final Fantasy VIII coming soon, so they haven't even made it yet. Who made this game? The book promises you access to a new class, mirrored tracks, and bonus characters. Sounds great, right? Well, not only do you have to finish the game, which you probably would be doing anyway, but then you have to not only keep beating the game up to 10 times to get all the characters, but then also hold different buttons while highlighting other characters in order to play as them afterwards. I really feel like I cheated the system by doing that. Thanks for that. By the way, I never introduced myself. Hello, my name is John Egg on my face. Dead or Alive is terrible for this, and I honestly can't be bothered with any of it. The game already has 9 personas. Isn't that enough? Beat the game once with any character and wait until the game timer reaches 3 minutes exactly. Get all 7 costumes for Kasumi and then play the game for 15 hours. Beat Time Attack on normal level in under 5 minutes and also wait until the game timer reaches 6 minutes. What chode put this in? Then there are the non-cheats for this game in the book. Kudelka, the self-proclaimed sexiest gothic horror RPG on the PlayStation. I'm hard. Look at these so-called cheats to get some secret items. It's actually very straightforward. All you have to do is make sure you have 10, 21, 32, or 43 items in your inventory when the game clock numbers reach a repeated hour, minute, and second, which due to the minutes and seconds not being able to display higher than 59, means you have to get the first inventory amount correct for the first 5 hours, but then skip over to 4 hours ahead to 10 hours. And I'm saying that's 4 hours ahead because it's not 5 hours you're skipping from, it's actually closer to 6, and you can't have 6 hours on the clock. But it doesn't matter because then you can go back from 10 hours to 11 hours, and then not 12, but instead 11 hours after that at 22. What is this, syphilis? Do you want to unlock a master character with maximum stats in grind session? Well, that's easy. Just finish the game 100%. Oh, is that it? Why would I want a maximum stat character when I've already beaten all of it? Wait, what's this?
What is this?
There is a code to enable all tricks. Why wouldn't you want all the tricks in a game about doing tricks? Why is this a secret code? What's wrong with you, blurry hooting man? Ridge Racer is exactly the same. Want to get all of the cars? Well, the cheat is get a perfect score in Gallagher. Cool, but how is this a cheat? Are you offering to do that for me, book? Or are you just gonna sit there, not helping anybody, get thrown on the floor, and not even be thick enough to stop a door from closing? That's what you are, book. A shit doorstop.
It's not even Gallagher anyway, it's Galaxian.
Final Fantasy VII, The World Is Not Enough, Resident Evil, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil Survivor, Jackie Chan Stuntmaster, Parasite Eve 2, Gekido Urban Fighters, Wu-Tang Taste the Pain. All of their cheat entries in this book are non-cheats. They're just vague and strange directions to allow things to happen. It's a very stripped down guide more than anything. And if a guide has been abridged and condensed into single sentences, chances are you won't know what the hell they're actually trying to tell you. And if we briefly just go back to Driver 2 again, when we're not reversing the Kardashians into a dustbin at 400 miles an hour, we can read some instructions on getting some of the secret cars. And in fairness, these aren't very vague, they're very straightforward and easy to read. But like, go to Chicago, press switch to open baseball stadium, Buick is in the car. These aren't cheats, they're coordinates for Google Maps. Even Front Mission 3 isn't safe from this not cheating in the book. You know too much. No, I don't. That's why I'm reading this, you mump. By the way, Soulblade, thanks for not only being a game in the book full of uncheats that are just be the best player of the game in history while collecting everything and playing for 20 hours, but also having the gall to include another Japanese-only cheat. Because, you know, British people in 2001 all had a Japanese copy of Soulblade for their Japanese PlayStation just lying around in their living room Japanese wormhole. These parts of the book just leave me feeling deeply sad. I feel more sad reading all of this than I was after I finished watching I Collect Wives, but which one is my wife? Parappa is another one in the book that doesn't give you codes to unlock the best stuff, but at the very least gives you the most unique kind of guide the book offers in the form of rhythmic sheet music that tells you the button presses you need to do in which specific time along the bars of the music in order to activate the cool mode as quick as possible. And you know what? Give them their dues. It does work. This is like Morse code cheating, and once you're in cool mode, you can do this.
All we gotta do is apply the crack. All we gotta do is apply the crack. See?
What's great though is that I actually know a cheat in Parappa that isn't even in the book. It's terrible, but it's still something that I know and a book doesn't. All you have to do is play any song in the game, and while you play, hold the left D-pad button down the entire time, and Pap Smear will repeat the same syllable of whatever the button you pressed was.
I will fall to the floor. You.
In the rain or in the snow. Got the funky flow.
Got.
I have never sold everything. All you ever need is to be nice and friendly.
You know, Biggie has been real quiet since this dropped. Partly because he's dead. One last game in the book with a load of disappointing non-cheats is NHL Rock the Rink. Don't rock it too much though, or you'll end up like him. Why is this box so damn heavy? What did they stuff in here to upset this man so much? Oh, well, I'm not interested in rocking your rink until you wear jeans that fit you. Ooh, look, an EA Sports catalog. Oh, this takes me back. Let's have a quick skim. If it's in the game, it's in the game. Yeah, I suppose it is. And the catalog has a collection of current and upcoming EA games for all the sports that matter, like football, basketball, golf, ice hockey, freedom football, superbike, supercross, coming soon, NASCAR, football, and cereal. These are the only sports that matter, eh? Does cricket not count, EA, you British racists? The absolute worst game in the book for this kind of thing, though, is probably for Madden 2001. Even the guy on the front cover isn't impressed. No, please, stop. It only has one cheat that tells you how to unlock the Millennium Team, and all you have to do is get...
My girl, what did you... This is why you don't let the cat on the table. Honey. Honey. Why? Why would you do such a thing? Can you apologize to everyone? No? Okay. Shoot me in the foot. Okay. We're getting some... Wait. Not quite there yet. Not there. Cat. Okay. I do apologize for that. Oh, went too far. Ah, that cat.
Even the guy on the front cover isn't impressed. No, please, stop. It only has one cheat that tells you how to unlock the Millennium Team, and all you have to do is get all 296 Madden cards in gold. Wow, is that all? Sounds doable. Thank you so much for the cheat, Bin Laden.
Oh my gosh.
Who's that coming down the stairs? I swear to God, if it's Bin Laden... Hi, Jim, it's me. Oh, phew. It's not Bin Laden, it's a euphonium. Yeah, that's not a tuba. I studied music. Fight me in the mud. What? No, this is a gymphonium. Huh? What's a gymphonium? It blows gyms. Wow. Could you please show me? Yeah, sure. Hello? Well, you definitely blew a gym. Yes, I did. Hello? That's repulsive. Oh, that's not even the half of it. If you press the different valves here, you don't get different pitch gyms, you get different size gyms. Hello? Hello? That was 7 claps. Because now we're on part 7. The only ones you should ever bother with because they make me shit myself cheats. Yes, I know. It's taken me, what, 2 hours to get here? I'm sorry. And I can't even promise you that the wait was worth it. Or that I'll actually really shit myself in real life. But god damn it, I'm gonna try. Because for all the useless cheats, all the slightly neat bonus cheats, and all the non-cheats, there are just as many, if not more cheats, for a right old dollop of games that don't do anything other than make your day immediately better and make you forget that one day you and everyone you love will die. They are the most imaginative, the most insane, and arguably even more unhelpful than the thoroughly unhelpful cheats. But you don't care because goddamn I want to race in Wipeout 2097 while playing as farm animals that are dead and stuffed with an anti-gravity jet engine in their gaping anus. Look at him go. Look at how well he's doing. Well done. That'll do, pig. That'll do. But you could always do a little bit better, so let's give the pig a machine gun. Oh my God. I mean, a snail isn't technically a farm animal, but you can find them on a farm, and he's very cute, so he can stay. Have you ever been to a shark farm? Or how about some of the cheats for Tommy Mackinnon Rally? The only way you'll beat this is to strap yourself into a car and do the real thing. Why am I playing it then? And why would you tell everybody not to buy your rally game when you could type in a code and play as a bus? I would pay good smelly cash to make this a real life thing all over the UK. Bus speeding should be the only driving offence that's let off. In fact, for every passenger on board, you should be allowed to go 1 extra mile per hour. Oh, and by the way, to top it all off, probably my favourite cheat of all time is in this game. If you name yourself Peugeot, you get to drive a Peugeot. That's all that happens. I love it. Somebody stop me. I'm on a roll. Dead pig. Anyway, we've got a load of unstable cheats to get through from the book, and I figured we'd start tame with a load of sports games. Kicking everything off with Brian Lara Cricket. His full legal name. This makes me want to die. Let's play cricket on the beach instead. Now, this is much better. It's still pretty boring, though. Can we turn on slippery ball mode? Hey, don't look at me. I don't know what's going on. I had arms this morning and now I've got fins. There is something innately satisfying watching a load of professional bores who are only paid based on their ability to catch a ball never be able to catch a ball. I almost feel bad for them. Maybe we should make it easier on them and increase the ball size of the ball by 20 times with the code Big Balls, of course.
Taylor's going to take the first ball.
Sorry I missed your wedding last weekend. I was busy bowling with my uncle's prize tomato at the fair. Well, even though that was a game about cricket, this was actually kind of fun, but I suppose I wouldn't expect anything less from the game of the century. So, every single game that ever existed in the 1900s was leading to this. The apex of what we know as games to play in the 20th century was reached and peaked by Brian Lara Cricket on the PlayStation.
That's...
Brian! For another sports game with stupid cheats, we can also take a look at This Football Is, endorsed by the pros at FIF. No, I'm only joking. The real name of the game is actually This Is Football. No. This is man. According to the book, we can sadly only activate one cheat at a time, which is a huge shame because I really wanted to see tiny players with big heads. But the big heads alone are still decent enough, and these heads are mountainous. This lad can't even keep his head up, it's so heavy.
Caddy! Great stop by the goalkeeper.
Well, that's not fair. Of course he blocked it. His face is wider than the goal. And that's not all you can do in this game. There's also tracksuit mode, which is what happens every time the office heads out for lunch. And then there's leather jacket and jeans mode, honoring the decades-old tradition of all the football players after the match going to a theatre to perform the stage musical of Grease. Oh, also, you know how we had those sweaty old festy cheats about women all that time ago? Well, it took us long enough, but finally the men get a skimpy cheat for themselves as well. Look at them in all their glory. Hang on.
Too much heat.
McDonald's sponsored this game. I think I found where they get their chicken nugget meat. I mean, if you ask me, it's about damn time that the boys got to strip off on a PS1 game. After all, it isn't just straight guys that play football games, or lesbians. I've got to be honest though, personally, I'm not into this at all. They all look like trays of scones. Oh my god, what is that? What is that? Does he have a sack on his chin? I desperately wish I could activate big head mode at the same time as some of these. Actually, no, change my mind. Big heads are overrated. You know what's in right now? Small heads. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Look at them. Did you use too much Gillette this morning and shaved your whole head off? Don't worry, boys. It's nothing to be ashamed of. In the Roman times, it was actually more desirable to have a small head. Look at these charcuterie boards go. Who knew that ping pong balls were so good at football? And who knew this is also more accurate to what England actually looks like? Oh, watch out. It's time for a goal kick. Jesus. It's like my big toe got dressed up for the World Cup. Hang on a minute.
Are you gonna check your
No,
toe?
that's too long.
Okay.
Heads, football, heads, head football.
Hello, this is Clive Tilsley, speaking to you live from London.
Is it heads?
For this friendly match.
Yeah.
Ow! 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 Look, everybody, it's David Neckham. By the way, I have enough evidence to accuse this head of still being alive and illegally interfering with the match. While recording footage, the only goal that was scored during every game I played was while we were using this head as the ball, and it wasn't even for my team, which obviously means he cheated with his French bias.
That's actually kind of
Big
creepy.
baby mode. I'm a baby. What do I do with it? Whoa, wait a second. I didn't change my team before putting this cheat code in. Where did this guy go? What's happening? Did this cheat just whitewash the England team? Where are the other races? Black babies exist. They made a game about one on Steam. See? Whoa. Did I just say steam? As in hot water? And if I take the letters out of those words and mix them around, I get some of the letters to the words Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Well, I'll be
I
blowed.
like that
This game
segue.
has a cheat where if you do some button pressing on the pause menu, you get dick. Officer, that is. Yes, we're kicking off Pro Skater 2 with a super cheat, which can be a bit boring, as I said earlier, yes. But in this game's case, it doesn't just give you the whole game playing itself kind of cheat all at once. It gives you far more deranged shit. So thank you for that, Bob Burnquist. But your name isn't Bob anymore, it's Rim. So how about we use the super cheat to play as the actual Spider-Man with all of his web-slinging special tricks and make everything in the game move 25% faster? Or, because I'm playing the European PAL version of this game, normal speed. Yes, this is very nice. Yes, thank you for the offer, but I'm afraid I don't drink. I was more curious what our favorite officer would look like in fat mode. Oh, and I turned on blood mode because he deserves it. Something that you maybe didn't realize in Pro Skater 2 is that there's actually a C skin for Tony Hawk, where you get to play as him how he looked in the 80s. But the sad thing is that they weren't historically accurate, because back in the 80s, Tony Hawk was Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. And they also missed out his tragic backstory, where legend has it that because of just how stick-thin Tony was back in the day, with the slightest breeze, he was able to fly. And in the dead of the night, Tony would hover above the streets of New York City looking for a pretzel. And some nights he would go without food for
I do
so
want a
long
pretzel
that
now.
out of desperation, he would even resort to chasing down subway trains and harassing the passengers for the nits in their hair.
Yeah, I know. Very sad. It's a true
Terrible.
story.
Tragic.
And then eventually he pissed off everyone so much that they ran him over. I'm feeling way too sorry for this runt. We need to get some food in him right now. Wait, hang on. If you keep inputting the fat mode cheat, you make your skater even fatter. How did I not see this before? Why didn't you tell me about this earlier, Karen Hawk? Hey, don't tell your granddad, but I think his world globe got out of the house again. And in case you're wondering, yes, you can keep getting bigger. And bigger. And bigger. It's Mr. Creosote on a skateboard. In fact, this was the biggest that I could get before the game decided to stop working, so enjoy it while it lasts, because he certainly isn't. Wow, Tony, what a great slop of cheats. That was a real knockout. Kings 99. So to get the cheats working in this game, we need to create a new boxer for career mode. And here he is. His name is Crisps, and his nickname is Mr. Fist. But all of this effort does pay off in the end for a big head mode. Oh, was that it? Well, that's not very exciting, is it? Why did I put that in this part of the video? Oh, my mistake. Cheats carry on the next page. Do you want to fight as a bear?
If you go down in the
Kuma?
woods today, you're sure of a big...
Well done,
Yogi.
bear. You threw 78 punches and landed 16 of them. You know what? Now I'm on the topic of Knockout Kings. Let's jump right into this one. Knockout Kings 2000 and... Sadly, there are nowhere near the same level of funny cheats compared to 99, with pretty basic things like extra boxers. No thanks. I have plenty. But there are some winners in here, like you can always box as a Cyclops, a gorilla with gorilla written on his shorts in case you didn't notice he was a gorilla, Joaquin Phoenix, a bulldog with legs. Did you ever notice that furries never dress up as ugly animals? And my personal favourite, Baby, whose name is Baby, and he's an assassin. Yes, look at him go with his safety pin nappy, his single curled hair, and his cigar. He reminds me of myself when I was a boy. And last week. And here is my opponent for tonight, but I can't tell where he's from. Yeah, mess him up, get shanked, bruv. Oh no, don't look so scared, tiny baby. You've got this. Go for it, I'm proud of you. He looks like Wings of Redemption. Get back here, come on, get back here, you bitch.
Look here! Look, listen!
One big baby fighting in the ring. One big baby fighting in the ring. And if one big baby should get punched in the head, there'll be one big baby whose head is now a bowl. Damn, I didn't even realize how many boxing games would be in this cheap book. So I'm gonna finish them all off with Knockout Kings 2000. Maybe there'll be some more funny characters to fight as. Get it on with the greatest. Oh, yes please, daddy. Oh, blow it all off. There's even less demented extra characters to box with. We have Gargoyle, we have Alien, and we have Marlon Wayans. No, that's actually Marlon Wayans. Marlon Wayans is in this game. For anyone that ever wanted to punch him in the face, well, now you can. Before he has a fight, do you think he has to submit his Marlon Wayans? That's not quite enough for me, though, so I'm gonna name myself Minheim, and I'll be from Germany. Ah, I see. It's not Minheim, it's Mini-Me. You're all mini now. In fact, you're so mini that the camera can't follow you properly, or even get you in frame when you arrive. It's about time we started making a professional sport out of filming children beating each other up. Yeah, go for it, you little roach. Get him! Get him! Now, I'm not one of those people that thinks that school bullying needs to come back, but I can be convinced if there's money in it. So, the final
Caddy.
cheat I wanted to look at in this game was one that intrigued me deeply.
No?
At first glance, it didn't seem like anything special. Like, according to the book, it's just another big head mode. But what caught my attention was that to activate it, you had to name your boxer Throb. So what do you think that does?
I don't want to know.
Knockout.
That's disorienting.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are playing as a lung. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Please, please tell me the other dude is throbbing too. He is! Yes! This will be the fight of the millennium. David Bunch versus Throb. Abandon ship, load the revolver. I'm about to play Russian roulette without the roulette. Life has peaked. Big head mode officially has a new king. It can't get any better than this.
Now listen here, old chap. Did you compliment my sweetheart without her being betrothed to you? I will not stand for this, you old skank. Come along then. Pip pip, let's have it off, you cad.
Poor bloke. Look at him. He is absolutely exhausted after that fight. Knockout Kings 2000. Coming soon in the previous year.
I think I might like sports now. Wait, I can't. I'm a boy. I better play some action games pronto before anybody finds out.
Have any of you out there heard of Team Buddies? This forgotten little gem has a couple of silly things you can do to the little bellends. By the way, these character select portraits are great. Of course I'm picking the out of focus one. I relate to him. For starters, even though there may not be a big head mode because they are literally all head, it's okay because as a trade-off you can get big feet and big guns. Look at him marching off. He's very important. He has a high-class beam meeting to present.
I love it.
Giant rocket launcher and rocket boots.
Oh god, oh no, whoa! Steady on, slow down, old horse! Bean, hold off! Stop warping, you'll lose your tissue box! Stop! Bean, stop! Next up, we have some cheats for this game. Ass! Once again, going down the checklist, we have the standard big head mode. But at least in this game, not only are the heads the size of Costco, but also everyone joins in on the fat head fun. Get ready to take out the hot air balloon alien menace with the savior of the universe, Speedboat Face. But I mean, we've all come to expect big head mode at this point, so how about something we've not seen yet? Flat mode, or as it's better known, Parappa the Rapper 3, where Parappa gets bullied so much that he finally snaps, grabs a rifle, and heads for a school. It doesn't matter how thin you are, though. You can never fit through the wide open air. This is all very lovely and everything, but you know what I really want to do, though? I want to activate all of these cheats at once. And super speed mode. Somebody help me! A small breeze caught the back of my head and I can't stop! Blast Radius is yet another game that has a big head mode, but in the book it's named Planet Heads mode. I guess that must mean that they'll be the biggest heads that we'll be seeing in this video. Let's have a look. Oh, okay, we're in ships. So maybe they're talking about the cutscenes? Okay, I don't know. Maybe it was renamed as Planet Heads for this game because we're in space and they were trying to do a funny when they wrote the book. I'm just gonna look around and see if we can find some people on a spacecraft and maybe their heads will be the size of a planet. Oh. Planet Heads. The Teletubbies' son must have been lost in space for a few years. This is way more off-putting than I thought it would be. You know, you're just rolling around, minding your own business, firing lasers at spaceships, and then, alright mate, I'm a planet! Ugh, I'm gonna be sick. Save me, concerned man. Is that a goddamn beach ball?
Is this rain ever gonna stop? I've forgotten what the sun looks like. You got a problem with that pussy?
Actually, don't go anywhere. While we're here, we're going to try out some of the crack in Spyro 2. There might not be as many deranged cheats to work with, but there is a surprising amount of customizing you can do to the flying handbag. Straight away, big head mode, of course. And even though I infinitely prefer Knockout King's Throb, this is another favorite big head code of mine, purely because the devs didn't just increase Spyro's head size and then glued it on his neck. They actually extend his inflated head from his neck. The devs planned for this and crafted it themselves. It's extra jarring when you go through loading screens too, because the head grows and shrinks at complete random while the game is trying to decide what Spyro is supposed to look like. And while you're at it, running around like Mount Rushmore with legs, feel free to change Spyro to all the colors of the illnesses. There's a load in the book too, so feel free to pick whatever matches your hair that day. How ill can you make Spyro look? Do you want to go for the common cold? Or would you prefer motor neuron disease? I also just noticed this very useful cheat that gives Spyro every ability that you usually have to pay money bags for up until the very end of the game. But who needs any of that? What are you, a scrubby? Don't lower yourself with a cheat code, just get better at the game. See? You don't need to pay money bags, and you don't need to cheat. I wonder what it looks like when you put a rock in his mouth. Yeah, Spyro, give yourself a good wash. There'll be enough spit there to run yourself a bath.
Hi everybody, I'm not
Hi.
you. Do you want to play a game with me? Tough. Today we're playing Guess the Famous Phrase, where you take a look at my clue and then say exactly what you see to guess the famous phrase. Are you ready?
Kind
Here
of.
we go.
Paperman, Paperboy.
Yeah, you got it. Black and flat.
What in the name of all that is holy am I looking at? Check out his neck. What even is this silhouette? When did Spyro become an accordion? Man, I don't know what my favorite part about this is. The fact that Spyro is flat to begin with, or that it also works in the loading screen.
Please kill me.
When it comes to Spyro 3, thankfully, many of the cheats from Spyro 2 actually carry on onto it. The color changing and big head mode in particular.
So, you're the one in charge of rescuing the eggs, huh?
No, I am one. So yes, most if not all the same cheats from Spyro 2 come back to grace us in Year of the Dragon. However, there is one new cheat that I'm very curious about. Firstly, because it's called Squish Skateboard, and secondly, because it isn't a squish, it's a squid. But let's not focus on how they printed the word wrong, or how different the sound and spelling between d and sh is, and instead focus on the fact that you are a purple dragon face-sitting on the mouth of a squid that sounds like it's made of wood while its tentacles writhe. Far too much effort went into this whole situation for it to be a secret hidden behind a code in a pause menu, and I don't know how to feel about it. Nor do I know how to feel about this other code that allows you to play all of the characters' voice lines in the entire game, in case you ever needed to do that.
You'll have to flame him using the circle button. Hey, Spyro, there are rhinox everywhere.
Have you seen any giant chickens around here?
But what they didn't tell you is that you aren't just playing the voice clip from the pause menu, you're replacing the music with it.
If you want to try to catch those lizards, I'll start the clock now. If you want to try to catch those lizards, I'll start the clock now. If you want to try to catch...
And it also didn't tell me that I couldn't turn it off, and eventually it crashes the game.
If you want to try to catch those
Medal of Honor. In my opinion, a very underrated PS1 first-person shooter, and one that has a pretty good story, because it was actually produced by Spiel. The time is World War II. The place is Germany. You are a lone soldier sent deep into the heart of the village of fitting doors to uncover the deadly secret plans of the evil Minin. And in order to do that, we've got to shoot the nasties. This is really fun and all, but I do wish my 1940 single-shot bolt-action rifle fired at 4 times the speed. And my rapid-fire SMG.
Yeah, good.
Yes, nobody can stop me now. You don't have a mine in your camp. You may also be thinking to yourself that all of this is still very fun, but you desperately wish that all of the German soldiers were speaking English because you hate foreigners. Well, don't worry, because with another code from the book, you can turn on American movie mode, turning all of the badly muffled German soldier dialogue into badly muffled English dialogue.
Don't hurt me! I'm German!
No, you're not.
You killed my friend!
And I'm not sure if making a cheat that forces one language to start speaking another and calling it American movie mode is an insult or not, but I hope it is because ha. If you've ever played this game before, do you remember those handfuls of levels where stealth is the key and you need to get around quietly in disguise while showing fake passport documents, making the enemies either give you a salute or blow you a big kiss? Did you ever do badly enough in them that the enemies pull the alarms to call for backup and you have no ammo to fight back with until you can hide again? Yeah, that stuff was intense, wasn't it? Well, if that's too scary for you, you can always change the alarm siren to a clicking noise that makes it sound like the boat you're on is going to blow up. This is much better. Yeah, this is much better. Oh dear, I forgot to check if my 70 microwave meals were ready. Or you can make it punch.
Why?
Or you can make it vomit.
Hang on here. Why are there 3 of them in the same toilet? I didn't think these guys were into that kind of thing. And the fun continues with Medal of Honor even into the multiplayer mode, where by typing in the cheat codes, Nutcracker, Big Fat Man, Woof Woof, and Das Booty, which I'm pretty sure I saw online once. Twice. Once you get access to some people that were major players in the events of World War II that the libs never wanted you to know about, like Winston Churchill the Prime Minister, William Shakespeare the poet, Bismarck the dog, and Panzerknacker the Twinkie.
Winston Churchill versus the Velociraptor.
See, everyone? Everything you learned in school was a lie. No soldiers ever got stuck on the beaches of Dunkirk, Pearl Harbor was never attacked, and no civilians anywhere actually died. The victory of World War II was claimed by Churchill all by himself using a rocket launcher on Germany's secret weapon, Stephen.
At any rate, that is what we're going to try to do.
Winston Churchill has defeated the Velociraptor.
You're damn right he did. Well done, Winston. What have you got to say about that?
That is the result of His Majesty's government.
Private.
I'll be led into an ignominy.
Oh, for the last 2 wacky cheat codes in this game, you can even see some pictures of the lead game designer and technical designer as children. Surprise, AJ. Good luck, Snooks. Am I going to prison for seeing these? The sequel game, Medal of Honor Underground, sadly isn't anywhere near as good for the variety of nuts cheats you can do, but at least it was the first ever video game to feature a lady. And in the game's defense, the cheat code entering screen is probably the coolest from all the games featured in this book. You input Morse code, and it actually makes the correct beeps for each input. Very clever. But I gotta be honest, it's actually a little triggering for me. It brings back bad memories. My father was a Morse code. What immediately springs to mind for what the cheats can unlock is this cartoon gallery thing, where I guess you get to see a few sketches from the concept artists before the game released. You lose your friends, you lose your family, and there's many others to see, like John Woo's Medal of Honor, a failed concept sketch for a failure screen with a tied-up lady on a plank, alligators and sharks with lasers on their heads, a failed concept for a menu screen that looks far too Banjo-Kazooie for a game about liberating France from the Reich, Kurosawa Manon. What? Don't even think about it, Ken.
Okay.
What? Then there's a sphere and globe joke I don't get, a reference to the Survivor TV show I don't get, a parappa joke I don't get, an irrigation joke I do get. No, wait, actually, no, I don't. Monkeys of Honor doing a hit viral video from a man that went to court in a beanie, Medal of Honor card, Go Team, Go Team, Go Team, Feliz Navidad, Man, and Stinky. There are a fair few multiplayer skins to unlock as well, though, like Quasimodo, the Statue of Liberty, and Shrek. Yes. But the best unlocks from the cheat book come in the form of the Panzerknacker Unleashed missions, where a distress call comes in warning you about a castle in the mountains harboring a secret weapon guarded by exploding green men, medieval knights with that symbol on it, dogs dancing in the corridors, dogs dancing in the ammunition cupboard, dogs driving tanks, and dogs with bazookas. And all of this leads to a moment where you assemble a giant can of Pringles with legs and follow it as it machine guns down a load of knobs with jeans. I know another one of them, Duke Nukem, starring in Duke Nukem Land of the Babes. The book has a ton of cheats for this game in order to turn it from a commercial failure to a critical masterpiece, such as the classic big head mode if you ever wanted to play Duke Nukem as a hairy side table.
It looks like she gave a good fight.
Oh yeah? Well, you look like you give a good solar eclipse. This also applies to all of the enemies for an extra chuckle. The big heads even work on the sharks. Ish. Obviously, though, I can't talk about Duke Nukem without addressing the elephant in the room, and I hear all of your concerns. I am aware how problematic Duke is in today's day and age. How could they possibly get away with objectifying women like this? To the people that made this game, it's almost like all that women are to them are nothing but massive, giant heads. Their heads are too bloody big. This goes far beyond the realm of realistic or reasonable. These aren't what I'd call proper milkers, and where is their armor? How unrealistic is that? Why aren't they wearing helmets for these? Oh, it's probably because they're so big you can't even buy that size in the shops. Is that all these ladies are to you freaks? Just a load of giant heads? Shame on you. And as a punishment to teach you a lesson about feminism, there. Now nobody can enjoy them, and we're all happy. I think I'm starting to prefer tiny head mode over big head mode. Why didn't more PS1 games utilize this? It's hilarious. Duke, my man, your chin is being eaten by your own shoulders. And the same can be applied for the enemies. Look at these shrivel heads. They couldn't even plug a hole in your shoe. If all of this is a bit too silly for you though, you can even activate a first-person mode to make the game feel closer to the original Duke games on PC. And it's very useful if you ever... yeah.
However, for as great as all of these cheats are for Nuke...
Hello!
There he is.
I'm off to Japan. Bye!
Okay
Bye.
then, don't make a mess. Anyway, for as great as these cheats are for Nuke, there is one that tops all of the others by a considerable margin, and it is known as Wacky Cinematics Mode. And what does that do?
Well, even though the book doesn't describe it, and due to an element of luck, you might not notice anything for ages or even think it's working, this cheat randomly swaps out the enemy and NPC character models during the cutscenes every time you see them. However, this only works with the character models that exist within the level that the cutscene is taking place, so a lot of the time it's not even particularly funny. Except for the intro. Duke Nukem may be heading for the land of the babes, but little does he know that it's actually been overrun by the babes. It's a total babe massacre. They've lost their minds. And their bones. Duke, we have no choice. If people are gonna call you sexist towards the babes, then the only way forward is to get rid of all of them. Now everybody's happy. Well done. Duke Nukem fixed misogyny. But wait, if all the babes are gone, who will be his lay? Well, luckily, Duke is actually very socially conscious and open-minded. Mum, Dad, there's someone very special I'd like you to meet. My giant smelly rat girlfriend.
Duke, thank goodness you received our message.
You guys have all heard about furries. Well, that's not enough for Duke. He likes the real thing.
No.
While on the topic of bestiality, there's also a huge cargo truck full of cheats for many racing games that make the experience scientifically at least 0.5% better. I know we've already looked at a few in this video so far, but I didn't plan this video that far ahead, and I don't like you. Starting off a little gently, we have circuit breakers, in which the book gives you a variety of ways to completely waste your time, like a code that lets you race at night. That's cool, I guess. But can I play the entire game upside down? Yes, yes, this is the kind of cheat that I live for. Even the controls are mirrored. This is absolutely horrible. Peanut butter on the roof of your mouth simulator. You can always go one better though. How about racing at twice the speed? Yep, this is fine. I'm in control. I'm okay. But I tell you what, I wouldn't feel like that anymore if all of these cheats were activated at once. And my car was an Easter egg. I've always wanted to play a game where I'm a baked bean traveling down someone's gullet. Auto-destruct. Ever heard of it? Good. Me neither.
They've blown up the Golden Gate Bridge and orchestrated a massacre at a shopping mall. It was in this massacre that you lost your wife and daughter.
Well, thank you for letting me down gently.
I will bring death to your cities. No soul is safe. Let the harvest begin.
Oh no, Gav, what are we supposed to do?
Oh, I know. Use the cheats to turn the camera control off so it don't follow the motor no more. Help me, you old slag. How are we gonna get in the 4 stars backwards hotel now? I know. I'll turn off wall collision so the car can go anywhere, fall out of the map and fail the mission. Maybe pop in, step in time. Auto-destruct is very weird, even without the cheats, but while I was driving around looking for screenings of my favorite movie of all time, Ice Cream, I thought it would be fun to switch on blood mode. You'd think a game this horrific in its subject matter would automatically just have blood to begin with, but you'd be wrong. Apparently in the original release, this was okay, but spilling everywhere was going too far. And I think that's really unfair, because even for a blood mode, it's actually very considerate. It even waits for a second to appear after you blow someone up with a rocket. I mean, nobody can handle violence and blood at the same time. It looks more like you just shot a decorator and he dropped his last can of red paint.
You've obviously got a long way to go.
Oh, stop scolding me, game. I did the city a favor. He decided to go to the gun shop. Who knows what he would have done with one of them? Oh my god almighty, you can even spread the blood through your tire tracks. This is starting to make me feel sad. I need something happy to balance it out, like turbo engine mode with slippery tires. Come and get me, terrorists. You can't hurt the city anymore. I will. One game that immediately sprung to my mind while playing Auto-Destruct was the PS1 classic Driver, which just so happens to also appear in the book. And yeah, there aren't anywhere near as many dumb cheats as Auto-Destruct, but it doesn't mean that there isn't fun to be had, like changing the steering from the front wheels to the back wheels, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but it turns the whole game into trying to push a broken shopping trolley around Asda. Here's another cheat, Stilts mode. What the hell does that mean? Oh, that's what it means. I wish I was a little bit taller. Now I am taller. I wish I wasn't taller. Be careful what you wish for. Oh boy, look, it's mini mode. He's so cute. The absolute best thing about this cheat, though, isn't that all of the cars in the game shrink to the size of a stepped-on grape, but that the physics and hitboxes of the original car sizes still apply. If a hubcap spins off, it's bigger than the car. If you emergency brake, the skid marks are wider than the car. If you hit the air, you die. Even the brake lights aren't attached to the damn thing. This looks like terrified wildlife. Don't worry, little buddy, I won't let you get run over. Uh-oh, it's the pig. Oh, look, it's the tiny policeman. I'm not scared of you. You're so tiny. Vehicle is heading north. But I'm not a car. I'm an albino badger. On to the next racing game with cheats from the book, and I'll try to pronounce it, but please forgive my French. Oh. Now, I know that I already mentioned this game earlier with the jackpot cheat to let you see a compressed backwards JPEG, and I did want to make this video only mentioning each of the games in the book one time because there's 230 of them, but Le Mans 24 Hours was the one exception to me because this game's other cheats are borderline psychopathic. First off, we have Spaceship Mode, where the entire game is thrown out on its arse and replaced with an actual shuttle going through actual space, complete with a spaceship gearbox. Does this mean you can fly, though? No, because NASA faked it, and if your spaceship goes off course even an inch, it falls off of space and heads straight for the floor. So this is why the Challenger blew up. Oh, no! Now, when I first heard about Le Mans 24 Hours on the PlayStation, I couldn't wait to play it, but I did think to myself that it would only be worth it if I could drive a hot dog, racing against cheese, racing against pizza, racing against the latest car from Mercedes, the Pork Pie GT. I had to drive the hot dog. Come on, can you blame me? Look at it. It comes with ketchup. What a rush. This is just like the last hot dog I ate.
I want a hot dog.
By the way, when you flip between the front and rear view during the race, you'll notice that the hot dog itself is perfectly symmetrical and doesn't change appearance no matter what end you view it. I think we found it, everyone. This is scientific perfection. This is the prime breaded sausage. Is it normal for my hot dog to backfire? Come on, come on, come on. Go, go, go. You can't get away from me that easy. Get back here, lactose! The next cheat we have is a thing called Cartoon Race Mode, where I got to play as an ice cream truck driving with 700 brake horsepower without being able to see where I'm going. Yeah. But that's not all you can pick for the cartoon race. There's also a jet, a taxi, a submarine with a face, the car from Mad Max, and even the magic school bus ready to jump inside another kid's anus. Despite the fact I can't see around the back of the ice cream truck, though, I've got to be honest, it's still my favorite. I can only imagine a mob of children running behind it at 120 miles per hour trying to catch it. What's that? You little scabs want your vanilla whippy? Well, come and get it!
I approve. I absolutely do.
Did you know that when I was a toddler, this loading screen used to give me nightmares? I don't know why. I think I just couldn't sleep thinking about all the CO2 emissions. Formula 1, the next game in the book I wanted to look at during this part of the video for the cheats you can use in it. Now in Formula 1, I won't lie, there aren't that many good cheats, and even when you find one that is remotely interesting, there aren't that many of them. You ever wanted to drive on lava? Great, here's lava mode. You ever wanted to drive in a buggy? Great, here's buggy mode. Okay. You ever wanted to drive a bike? Great, here's bike mode. Well, it's not really a bike, is it? It's just two wheels glued together. Look at this! Look at this! Yes, I am. It looks like my dustbin escaped from the kitchen and joined the M25. I mean, the cheats are all right, I guess, but they don't even affect how the game plays, just how it looks. But then there's this one. Garbled commentary. And once you activate this cheat, all you need to do is turn off the music and sound effects, sit back, and remember to buy a chair.
Wait a minute! He's finished. There's smoke pouring from the engine. He's in the gravel. That's a Pacific. And the race has been stopped. Brazil. He takes the checkered flag. Martini. And look at that. Ouch. That's burger. Hang on. Germany.
This is starting to drive me up the wall. Can you at least tell me what position I came in?
Third.
Oh, screw this. I've had enough. I'm quitting. What did you just call me? And this segues us beautifully onto the final game in the cheat book from the Formula 1 series, Formula 1 97. The first cheat worth mentioning is something they call Virtually Virtual, which makes the whole game look like Super Nintendo Star Fox, the engines are extra high-pitched, and everyone else falls asleep at the wheel. After that is Wipeout mode, and I will give Formula 1 97 some credit here. Not only do they turn the cars into actual Wipeout crafts with the lasers coming out of the back of them and everything, but they also change how the cars handle. It's a really sweet little bonus that clearly had some effort put into it. I just hate how there are no engine sounds and you're just left to donut in the sand, silently and alone, begging for any kind of company. Like two pizza cutters shouting the commentary at you like Terrence and Phillip.
The drivers are lined up on the grid now, preparing themselves for the start.
This is something I did not expect to see. I actually kind of love it. Somebody programmed this, fully working, and hid it from all of you. What else do you think they've hidden from you? Roswell? You want to hear something that's really weird, though? Pac-Man over here talks all the time, non-stop, yet his partner, Pac-Man with a wig, doesn't ever say anything. No, I'm not exaggerating. This isn't a bit. I'm not trying to make a joke. I literally mean that this hairy hexagon never says a single word during the whole race. It's actually quite unsettling.
That's a Ferrari!
Well done, yes it is. Have you ever heard the famous adage, why is it raining again? Oh yes, I'm British. Well, in Formula 1 97, with a quick name change here and a trip to the UK racecourse Silverstone, you get to experience what happens if you blaspheme against me, the god of the English. A plague of frogs I bestow to thee. And yes, you can check them all in first person with your arms like Elastigirl from The Incredibles. They are absolutely, indeed, frogs. And driving in frogs isn't exactly ideal at 200 miles per hour, but hey, at least it's better than driving in Wii.
Just as a quick aside, I own the first 4 official Formula 1 games on the PS1, and every single title spells the number 1 differently. Like 1, 1, 1, and 1. So does that mean if there was an F1 game in the year 2000 that it would be labelled Formula 1 2000 or Formula 1 2000? It can't be Formula 100 because that looks like Formula 100, and it can't be Formula 100 because that looks like Formula 1 so what combination could they use? And what if there was a sequel to Formula 1 2000? Would they call it Formula 1 2002, which is like 6 numbers next to each other? Or would they call it Formula 1 2002, which looks a lot better, but when you say it out loud, it sounds like you're saying Formula 1 2002, which isn't even the right year? And would the sequel to that one be spelled Formula 1 2002 or Formula 1 2022? Not to be confused with Formula 1 2022.
Toka Touring Car Championship, a video game about the British Touring Car Championship endorsed officially by the motorsport event organisation Toka, or as its official trading name is more commonly known, Bark. So in Dog Noise touring cars, you once again add in different names for your drivers to get different effects, alongside the most British activation noise I've ever heard.
Cheat mode enabled.
Cheat mode?
Cheat mode.
Cheat mode. I activated that by putting in a code. Sorry, just gotta answer my phone.
After the code name, you still need to put a real name in though, so obviously I put in stoves. The first thing we're gonna activate is something called flashing sky mode, the best argument I've ever seen for drinking and driving. Getting a DUI has never been so fabulous. Another one in the book is cartoon background mode. But this isn't a cartoon, this is just England. Have you never heard of Cheddar Gorge? Well, that's it, over there, the Cheddar Cheese Mountains. Made of cheese. Okay, fine, let's stop being stupid and turn all the cheats off. See? Doesn't it all look normal again? Well, yes, it is. Except down here. Watch out, other racers. Johnny Hamhands is behind the wheel. He's the biggest threat to national security since Jack the Ripper. You better not overtake him or he'll strangle you with his oven glove fingers. Of course, much like every other damn racing game we've looked at so far in this video, there is also a speed boost mode to make the cars go comically quickly and make the game virtually unplayable. So of course we're gonna activate it. At the same time as a cheat called Maniac Drivers.
Oh. Caddy, why did you do this to yourself? Oh, God.
Sweet Jesus, Lord of one stable. What is going on? Watch out, mate. Get back. The race is on the floor. I have never seen a car seizure before, let alone 20 of them at once. It's going so mental that when I got knocked over, the game tried to put me back on the track and my car said no. Let's see what we can do in the sequel, Toka 2, the most realistic racing game ever made. 7% of it was shit though. Also apparently sponsored by Auto Trader, which is really odd. That would be like if Madden was sponsored by Craigslist. And I'm thrilled to announce that the cheats in Toka 2 are completely different from the game before it, with one of the best ones being... not this. Note, the game is never supposed to sound like this under any circumstance. It was doing this even when I didn't input any cheats. I have absolutely no idea why all the car engines on my disc copy sound like a screwdriver about to run out of battery, but I promise you, it is not a cheat. I guess I'm just unlucky. 93% is amazing. 7% of it is dying mice. Oh, by the way, first off, you need to name your driver a specific code again in order to activate them, just like in Toka 1.
Cheat mode enabled.
Oh no, he's back. Oh fine, I'll type in the cheats and then my driver's real name is now cheat mode. Right, anyway, there are some actual cheats, yes, and some of the best ones are... Why did you put the game title at the end of the page? And some of the best ones are as follows. First off, bouncy barriers. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you drove an Audi A4 headfirst into a directional sign at 130 miles per hour? And then there's this one of my new favorites, over-the-top crashes. Can you guess what that does? Oh, and before you say anything, yes, I did also notice stretch track vertically, and that sounded psychotic, so I turned that on as well. But sadly, all it did was raise the barriers by like 2 feet and made the background look like an old man's face. But yes, over the top, I guess, means everybody bounces gracefully and directly vertically into the air whenever they hit anything. How quaint, it's almost cute. This couldn't possibly go wrong.
No, thank you.
Oh,
my
thank
gosh.
God. My wipers are still there. Oh no, they made another Toka game. How many times can you make a game about the same company driving the same cars around the same roads? Well, 3. This time you don't have to change your driver's name to pop the cheats, so don't worry, none of us will ever need to hear cheat mode ever again. But come on, let's be honest with ourselves. How many times can you see a funny video game car crash before you want to do it yourself in real life? Enough of doing one cheat at a time, let's do them all at once. Chrome cars, motion blur, extra power, soft suspension, nitro button, double height hills, low gravity. And exploding curbs. And you know what? Screw it. While I'm on a do everything at once binge, let's do it on Vigilante 8-2 as well. Rapid fire weapons, powerful missiles, increased floating height, high suspension, turbo mode, and monster truck wheels. Disclaimer, the footage you're about to see is the entirely unedited complete video file of the only thing I was able to record. Warning, there will be flashing lights. Welcome to AOL. You have email. Goodbye.
Wait.
This was a grave mistake. Micro Machines V3 is in the book? Sick. This is one of my favorites. Can't wait to see what you can break in this one. Today, I'm gonna pick Dwayne because he looks like he'll wait for me by my bed if I don't. Did you know that if you use the word wintry for a name, there will be snow on your victory screen? Good. That's where he belongs, you abominable troll. There is a surprising amount you can do with simple button combinations during your races without pausing, including accessing the developer-only debug menu that gives you the power of God. You can freely move the camera anywhere you want, have the game itself drive perfectly for you like it's a TAS speedrun, or you can blow everybody up at once. if I can't win, nobody can. There's another cheat here that moves the camera to directly behind your micro machine, and I won't lie, it's unnatural and needs to die immediately, but it is admittedly quite useful for some tracks, especially for the dinner table. The people that own this furniture are animals. If I'm looking from above, I don't know where to turn next. I can't predict where they put peas. All of that stuff is really cool, don't get me wrong, and they can have actual use, but they're not exactly basket case. That stuff can be left to things like big bounce mode, where you can now jump stupidly high and get up on areas of the table you shouldn't be allowed to reach, or jump stupidly high and fall off the table. Oh. I also have to say that sadly, 1 or 2 of these codes just did not work for me, but honestly, for being like 2 hours into this nightmare video, I'm surprised it's taken me this long to have said that only a couple of times. Many cheats for many PS1 games in particular are often just rumors or tricks that somehow got officially printed. But actually, now that I say it out loud, loads of these cheat books have bits and pieces in the backs of them that allow you to submit your own cheats, so I guess they just didn't vet half of the ones that people sent in. Oh my god, look, even in this PS2 cheat book that I've had since I was 10 years old, I even started trying to submit my own cheat that I discovered because I couldn't see it on any cheat books that I had at the time. So just in case you were ever playing The Incredibles on Xbox or PS2, use the code Kronos on the password screen and you'll get one-hit kills, but only with Mr. and Mrs. Incredible. If you just so happen to be struggling with the Mr. and Mrs. Incredible sequences in The Incredibles for PS2 and Xbox. Either way, it can be really difficult to tell sometimes if a cheat is a typo or just a lie, and you can waste way too much time trying to figure out which one of them it is. For instance, in Micro Machines, I couldn't get floating objects working no matter how many times I tried, and I'm really bitter because A, that sounds really funny, and B, I have no way to tell if it's because the cheat was a typo, my controller missed an input, I put the code in too fast or too slow, or the cheat itself is a hoax. But none of that matters anymore because now I'm a baguette. Or I can be a bottle of syrup, or a plate, or a brown bicycle seat, whatever takes your fancy, really. On any stage, you can randomly cycle through any of the objects on the track and then race as them, and it can get downright unhinged. Good evening, would you like a menu, sir? You know, I'm flattered. I would love to go out with you, but I'm afraid I am reserved. Dang it, man, I never thought driving as a pocket from a snooker table would be this difficult. Maybe it'd be easier if I played as a chunk of another part of the table instead. Yay, I win. Well done, side part of a snooker table.
I'm a microscope, hear me zoom in.
So that was cheating in Micro Machines V3, or as it's better known, Christ alive, I'm on fire.
Hey, you! I see you. Stop gambling on the toaster race. You know what happened last time. You toasted the winnings. We can't buy anything with hot pounds. Nobody accepts them. I told you about this when I got you that book from Racing Gamblers Anonymous, Online Betting Safety for Toasters. I'm so disappointed in you, Toaster. Why couldn't you just make toast? No, you had to go online, open a bank account, and bet money on a toaster race. This is worse than that time I caught you spending money on those online toaster camgirl shows. This is becoming a problem. You'd better start changing your ways, or else I'll start putting seeded bread in you, and I know you don't like seeds.
You know how I mentioned there was that one code that didn't work in Micro Machines? Well, how about all of the codes in the book for Ready to Rumble Boxing Round 2? This must have been a mistake. How is it that every single cheat for the game they included doesn't work? Are these for the PS2 version that got accidentally printed into the PS1 book? Come on, Vibration Lightyear, I really wanted to see what this guy would look like in fat mode. How could you tease me like this? And especially Michael Jackson in undead mode so that we can all have a true idea of what he actually looks like right now. But I'm not picky, I would take anything. I'd take undead mode on Bill Clinton. Also known as present-day Bill Clinton.
All rise for Mr. President!
But Ready to Rumble Boxing isn't a racing game. It has people in it. So let's get back on track with one of my most personal nostalgic favourites, Colin McRae Rally, with no people in it at all. This game has tons of cheats from the book to play with, and I'd argue that most, if not all of them, are worth experiencing for just how out there they are, including the code that means you can only accelerate by quickly pressing X and circle back and forth. That's good exercise. We'll start things off with the code TINFOILed, which wraps your Subaru Impreza in kitchen foil, which sounds pointless, but it's actually very important for protecting your car against the woke mind virus. And more importantly, it's ideal for keeping you safe from gamma rays, which we're gonna need because after using the code Night Rider, we activate night mode on all of the tracks. And you know what happens at night time? Yeah, that's right. Probing.
Are we for really?
Oh no, we've somehow lost about 10 minutes, and now the car is my knees after leg day. I don't like this. It just doesn't look right. If you're gonna go full-on wobbling gunt mode, you can at least get the color of the car right.
Jelly on a plate, jelly on a plate. Wibble wobble, jelly on a plate.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about, son. With the code Blancmange, you can turn your car into a plate of green jelly, or if you prefer, Jello, on your cell phone. Blank mange. This is so much fun. I can't see how it would get any better than this. Green jelly car on turbo mode. And then, for my personal favorite combination, green jelly car with turbo mode, anti-gravity, and a super jump.
Yeah, all right. A crash.
Really getting up there, though.
I can feel it coming in my ass tonight. Oh no.
Now brace yourselves because I have a very unpopular opinion coming up. You know what I hate the most in every racing game I've ever played?
Yes.
Cars. Who wants to race in them? I want a hovercraft. In the fog. Look, see, told you. Cars suck. Who needs to race on a track when you can make your own track? Yo ho ho, me buckos. A pirate's life for me. Gar, she sank. Thar she blows. I want booty. For another great cheat in Colin McRae, naming your save file Helium Nick makes your co-driver, Nicky Grist, sound a little bit different.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
You may expect me to say that this is the lowest bar for getting a laugh out of somebody, but you know what? Screw off. This is funny, and it makes you feel a lot better when you end up inside a tree. And to round that off, you can even add that into a cheat to shrink the car as Nicky Gritty's voice slowly pitches up, which is then followed up by a surprise new Micro Machines camera angle. How great is this? And if you'd like to try any of this at home too, all you need to do is name your save file Caddicarus. I wouldn't take a ride in one of them. Moving on, we also have some cheats in the book for Colin McRae Rally 2, which may be a better game, but strips down the amount of cheats you can pull off significantly. To input them, you also have a separate naming menu this time, leaving you to call your save file any 3-letter tag that you'd like while cheating. So obviously, I'm Vig. Luckily though, the smaller number of cheats doesn't hold the game back from being really bloody dumb though, because they are at least very different from Colin McRae 1. You can do some pretty unique things, like turning the animated track layouts on the main menu into the shape of one of the developer's cats, and he either has a supernatural aura around him or might. But you can also completely lose yourself to the rhythm of the beat and give yourself fireballs in arcade mode. Ha ha ha, look at me, school bullies. Where are you now? Dead. From me. I'd love to keep this turned on, but there is just one tiny unnoticeable problem. Whenever you shoot a fireball, even if it hits a car, the fireball doesn't leave the track. It's really strange. This game, more than any of the others I've played so far, absolutely loves bouncy cheats. It's obsessed with the idea. It likes a big old bounce, can't blame the man. So while I'm trying to navigate Scotland in my custom monster truck Ford Focus, I can't help but finding myself constantly being ping-ponged into the woods by bouncy trees, bouncy fences, bouncy sponsor banners, bouncy haystacks, and the absolute worst of them all, bouncy pedestrians. You know what would make all of this better, though? Yeah. a loving partner to play with you, but also a nitro turbo button combined with the faster car mode at the same time. And at first, I thought that both of these were turned on at the same time because I was going more than fast enough, until I realized that the handbrake button was the nitro turbo button. And once I discovered that, the results were glorious. At one point, the turbo was so powerful, it actually lifted my Seat Cordoba off the floor, through a cobblestone wall, and straight into the side of someone's house like I was the newest member of Al-Qaeda. I'm so sorry I ruined your house. Or was that just what it looks like?
Oh, watch out, the police are here.
What are they doing?
I don't know. I think they're trying to catch P. Diddy.
Are you starting to get sick of cars? Well, that's good, because thanks to Tesla, they're getting sick of you. So let's move on to some bikes, vroom vroom, and here we go with EA Sports Supercross 2000, not to be confused with Jeremy McGrath Supercross 2000, featuring everyone's favourite motorbike stars, Button and Windham. Nah, we're playing the EA Sports version of the exact same thing from the exact same year, and it's one of my favourite racing games of all time, because whenever you turn, you stop moving. Let's kick things off nice and easy and not too off-putting with our first cheat from the book, giant bikes and oversized dirt spray. The most surprising thing to me about this is that it's not just a big bike texture either. You actually have to try driving a giant bike with giant bike steering, giant bike weight, and giant bike physics. So as you can imagine, doing this makes the game impossible. If this isn't quite your tempo though, don't worry, you can always reverse it with giant people on tiny bikes. Sure, I may have bowled another rider off his bike and into a ditch, but don't worry, it's a tiny bike and it's very funny, so it won't go to court. And if this still isn't enough for you and you're just really bothered by that and you're sick of seeing all these poor jagged people getting trampled over and over again, well fine. Now there's no people at all. Can't complain now, can you? All you have to do is add some eyes on them and you have the next hit Pixar movie. Finding Eyelids. Oh wow, now here is something truly unique. You have the standard anti-gravity mode that we've all come to expect at this point. You float around, get flipped upside down, can't ever get back up, fall off all the time for no reason. It's standard stuff. Oh, hang on a minute, what is this? A hop button? In a game that's already filled with uneven terrain? Do you even have to ask me? Yes, I want that. Whee! Whee! Yahoo! Search! But what makes this cheat in this game specifically unique is because the book calls it gravity from the moon. Why? Because you can activate different kinds of gravity from nearly every landmass of the solar system for a jamboree of different floaters, including the planets with the heaviest gravity, like Jupiter, which not only means that you yourself need to know the differences in each planet's gravity like a spotty little teacher's pet from the after-school gas planet club, but also means that you will fall off of your bike by you just turning a corner because your rider is now heavier than the thing he's sitting on. With Jupiter's gravity switched on, every pothole is now Mount Kilimanjaro. I can't get over this hump. I just sit on the top of it and crash myself on loop forever like a modern Greek tragedy. The gravity is so heavy, in fact, that even your own head collapses back inside your own body. But then, there's gravity from Pluto, which even though may not be technically a planet anymore, will have its legacy remembered forever, with its gravity being displayed eternally in EA Sports Supercross 2000 for the PlayStation 1. Look at this Category 5 massacre. The racers can't even stay composed on the bloody preview screen. Everybody's completely lost it. Don't, stop, no, come back! You can't race up there, what about the mud? And once the race itself actually begins, well...
good luck is all I can say. Oh my gosh.
Thanks for coming, everyone. I love all my fans. I love them all so much, I want to ride all over them. Oh no, I've left.
Emig, bringing the crowd alive with another of his patented stunts.
So, Mr. Dirt, are you enjoying the season so far?
No, not really. I'm super cross about it. Sadly, I am very disappointed to say that you can't activate all of the planet's gravities at once, but honestly, why would you even bother? This is more than enough for me. The lighter the gravity, the more you look like a contorted floating fanny, and the heavier the gravity, the more you're a dead frog taxidermied onto a pogo stick.
Oh, it's you. Look, I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Things have just been really stressful for me recently, and I shouldn't have let it out, especially on a toaster. And you know what? I like hot money, and I love how it smells. So if you can ever forgive me and want to try and start over, I'd be more than happy.
Moto Racer 2, one last racing game to go. And I've got to be honest, I'm not sure why I saved this one for last. There is a big jump mode, Wii, and there is a turbo mode, Wii, and when you put them together, you end up leaving the game. Wii. Bye.
So, if you've been paying attention, or you're autistic, you've probably noticed that out of the 230 games I mentioned were in this book, at this point I've actually played through and or listed 225 of them, not including the disc cheat games. And that's because I wanted to save my last personal favourite PS1 games from this book that I play just for the ridiculous cheats that they have.
Thank you.
I couldn't categorize them into any other part of this video, and I also didn't give a shit.
Die Hard Trilogy. This game is a classic for the amount of cheats you can pull off. Not just because they're all bonkers, but because you also have 3 different games in one package, each with their own unique gameplay styles and therefore own unique cheats specific to them. Starting off with Die Hard 1, we have what the book calls Skeleton Mode, which I would say is not the most accurate description, but as a massive fan of lines, I'm very happy. Plus, it doesn't stop the rescued hostages from treating being surrounded by armed thieves with a bomb threat like they're starring in the latest edition of RuPaul's Drag Race. Sometimes, though, you gotta be honest, the simplest cheats are the best, and that brings us to Fat Mode. Yeah, this is the good stuff. Every other part of your body is perfect, except the torso. Oh, please give me a second, lads. My kidneys at 10%. This is excellent. 10 out of 10. You're nice and round, the enemies are nice and round, the hostages are nice and round, and John McClane looks like a stop sign with legs. And yes, even the hostages strut themselves to freedom nice and roundly. Oh, hey, you can adjust the pitch of the speech in this game, too. I've always wanted to bring a shotgun to Alvin's house. Don't worry, though, it gets better. Here is Silly Mode, where absolutely everything stays the same, except when the enemies start to attack you, they bend over backwards and stick their heads between their legs. This is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. I am not playing Leapfrog with that.
Don't let him get away.
And yes, it still gets better. Experience the pain of Mother Nature as her resources slowly perish from the weight of capitalism by turning on Screaming Plant Mode.
Why?
Show this clip to your local deforestation company and remind them that trees are people too. And yes, it still gets better. Just when you thought the best had already been seen, you turn on this other cheat, and then... Auf Wiedersehen, Deutschmann. We're in a car park. Are they all stuck on the roof? Oh my god, look at this. The Fat Mode even carries over to the high score name entry screen. My name is... I don't know. Stump. Yeah, that'll do it. Hardest scores. Number 1, Stump. Well, hey, at least I did better than Simon, Dennis, and... Die Hard 2 is next, and with it being an on-rails first-person shooter, there aren't quite as many funny things to do as in Die Hard 1, but you do get access to 2 of the best cheats in the entire game, one of them being called Odd-Shaped People Mode. Huh? What are you talking about? There's nothing odd about this. Looks like a regular day in Washington Dulles Airport to me. Don't worry, honey. We won't miss the plane. I just need to use the toilet. I won't be long. This is unironically one of the most horrifying things I've ever seen, but not quite as horrifying as the second code for Die Hard 2. Fergus mode. Who is Fergus? That is Fergus.
Hi, Fergus.
And now, everyone is Fergus. Who's a hostage? Who's a bad guy? Beats me. If they're all Fergus, they should all be shot. This not only makes the game needlessly difficult, but now even more horrifying than before. Have you ever had to deal with a herd of fur guy running at you with machine guns while a single Fergus runs towards you begging to be saved from another Fergus? Uh-oh, you killed Fergus. Better kill Fergus to save Fergus! Hello, I'm Fergus. Have you heard the good word of Fergus? On to Die Hard 3, my least favourite arcade game in this trilogy collection, and so I'm not missing out on anything by completely mangling it beyond recognition. Starting things off, we have Giant Car Mode. You cannot argue with the accuracy of that name. This is the biggest damn car I ever did see. And even if New York City detonates, at least we know we're in the safest place. How are you expected to drive like this? We can't save anyone in this state. I preferred not being able to see the damage I was doing, but when the rear end of your car Nicki Minaj's all over the screen, now you're giving me no choice but to deal face to face with windscreen wiping innocent pedestrians off my car. Here is something the book calls flat shade mode. Great. New York is now a big shelf. That's supposed to be a clock.
Ah, it's time for me to take my Tic Tacs. Jeez, I nearly forgot about them. It's very important to keep your mouth tasting nice, isn't it?
Nice and fresh. What did you eat?
Oh no. Wait. That wasn't my Tic Tacs. That was my cyanide. Oh. Ah. Death. Oh. Ah. I need to get these out of my system pronto. Maybe this cheat in Die Hard 3 called Odd Mode will save me. Yay! Thanks, Die Hard 3.
There's also a cheat called Weird Building Mode, but I'm not so sure about that. Isn't this just the normal graphics? Oh, well, that was fun, wasn't it? And even though in this name entry screen, Bruce Willis looks like a grandma, he's still the best coppo in all the land. Well done, back half of Qui-Gon Jinn. Go and treat yourself to a coffee at Gfuffff. Sadly, though, unlike its predecessor, the sequel, Die Hard Trilogy 2, which I guess is Die Hard 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, is also in the book, but doesn't have that many interesting codes at all, despite it having a banging soundtrack by Tony Touch. This may be one of the 5 final PS1 games I saved for the end of this video, but that does not mean it's one of my favorites. I just had to include it here to show you how limp and flaccid it is when standing next to the better game that came before it. Sure, there's a head blowing off mode, that's kind of cool, and an electric Bruce Willis mode, but like, that's it. Pitiful. Oh, you can also drive your car with nothing but the wheels, that's a little bit funny.
Enemy blooming way, cow!
Before we move on to my second favourite game to cheat on from this book, though, you have to answer a very important question.
Okay.
When faced with demons of the occult, do you take a sword or a big stick?
Stick.
Sword, big stick.
Absolutely stick.
Sword, big stick. Well, the correct answer, obviously, is a
pen. Because the pen is mightier than the sword.
Yes, we're now onto the clunky but iconic Bloodborne 1. And the last time I dug into Nightmare Creatures, I remember vividly asking myself if I would enjoy the game a lot more if I couldn't see anything. So I was elated to discover this cheat here for blurry mode. When an old man holding a big stick isn't enough to drive back the forces of hell, try rubbing Vaseline on them. Here's another cheat for all of you that find this game a little too pant-browning. Whoosh! Perfect. The beasts are now all small. He's not scary anymore. He's now just a massive spider. Actually, that's somehow worse. This turns the whole game from nightmare creatures into wet dream animals. Look at that poor little guy wandering around. He's my little toddler, lost in Tesco. Oh, and if that wasn't enough for you on its own, the monsters also have squeaky little voices.
Actually sounds really cute.
Oh no, my toddler! Oh, thank heavens, he's alive. I'll teach you for scaring me like that. When I was a very young child, I used to call these things scarecrow in the pants. I don't know what scarecrows I was thinking about when looking at this. Maybe this one.
Oh no, you won't.
But whatever the case, we've now caught the scarecrow with his pants down. Yeah, not so tough now, are you? Would you like some cough sweets? This cheat works on everything, though. From the bloopity-blue water monsters all the way to the boss fights. Well, actually, the bosses don't shrink, but they do still have squeaky voices. Now they all just sound like angry little old men, which is the closest to London that any video game has ever been. And while we're talking about angry little old men, the absolute best part of this cheat is that it also works on the main villain of the whole game, Adam Crowley. The one that you follow from level to level as he sets off explosions and traps trying to stop you. But now, Oh, look at the little sweetie. Why are we trying to catch him? He's not gonna hurt anyone. Oh, look at him go. He's so mini, in fact, that he can't even throw dynamite over a fence and bombs himself. This isn't all that you can do for cheats, though. One of my all-time favorite power cheats is in this game, purely because it doesn't make you invincible and isn't as boring and basic as a one-hit kill mode. It turns the razor-sharp power-up on permanently, meaning that every swipe from your stick and every kick from your legs will dismember whatever poor bastard dares come near you for a cuddle. Perfect for therapists everywhere. But why I like it so much is that it's not a guaranteed victory or anything. You still need to time your attacks, know the combos, you still need to block, and you still lose health if you screw up. It's purely there to give you a little boost to your attacks and lets you enjoy watching every limb fly off. Pre-Bloodborne and pre-Dead Space. This is so great.
And yet, even then, there's still one cheat that I love in this game above all the other ones.
You can play as the monsters, and they aren't just texture swaps or costumes. You have access to their entire original movesets as well. The fact this is even programmed into the game is amazing enough, but the added fact that it's hidden is the cherry on top. There was a small chance that nobody would have ever known that you could play as a zombie, waddle around like a drunk, not damage anything, and get a game over. My personal favorite is the completely hench mutant. You know, the one that's so buff he grew another face on his back. Oh, look! I wasn't expecting to see you here. Look, everyone. It's my identical cousin, Vag! What is going on, man? This isn't even a fight anymore. We've just attached an electric motor to Ramen. Another fun one to play as is the man himself, Scarecrow in the Pants, because his dash attack is a giant bonk. Whatever your taste, there is a monster to play as for everyone. Whatever your preference, whether you like werewolves or mutant fly creatures rubbing their abdomen against a wooden switch.
Oof. Nearly there. The second to last game of this video.
But what is it?
Well,
yeah?
It's a movie tie-in.
Okay.
It's based on a film starring Tom Cruise, which is about a mission that isn't entirely possible.
Ah.
Mission impossible. Why are we doing it then? Well, you know what? If my mission is really gonna be impossible, and I've been told to expect the impossible, then nobody will mind if I turn off all of the AI and animations. I need a fighting chance against impossible odds, and letting out my inner bowling pin is the only way it can be done.
Ethan, he sneaked up on me. Get him, quick.
How could you? How? Time for you to go to sleep. Shh. Hey, stand back. Don't even think about coming near me, you scoundrels, or I'll fuff you through the floor.
I can take care of myself now.
You don't look so hot.
Okay, Ethan, even though I might agree with you, I don't exactly think you can talk.
This mission is just too impossible. There has to be another cheat in here that makes it easier. Ah, there's one.
I've located a small building with someone in it. Go check it out.
Understood, bro. Target acquired.
Oh.
It is amazing what Scientology does to a man. I am unstoppable. No, really, you can't stop me, and I can't either. They call this cheat super jump, and they are not kidding. I can't imagine one single instance where this would even help you a little bit. If you climb up something, even falling down off of it makes the super jump happen. No! Don't get your Tom Cruise wet, he'll multiply! I don't know, though, could we make this even better? Yes. The answer is yes.
They're going to get me, Ethan.
Never fear, my pet. I'll save you. Sorry, I'll save you as soon as I can leave the room. Oh, I found the supercomputer.
Hey!
That was easy.
You're going too fast for me, Ethan.
Lady, please leave off me. I'm going too fast for myself. It's nothing personal. Oh, look at that. Great. I left the universe. How do you expect me to get back to you now, lady? Oh, there you are.
What if I leave this cheat on, pick one of the stealth missions, and also turn on super jump?
Don't worry, I'll be right back.
No, really, I will. Oh, Nads, I've been spotted. What is going on? Wait, what? Oh, I'm driving a truck. Oh, no, I'm not anymore. Give me a second. I'm just trying to... Nope, give me a... Just stop. Mission impossible. Time to run away. Scientology activate. God, how the hell am I supposed to get through any of this level without being caught then? Well, I'm in, boys. You better stop what you're doing right now, you naughty Russians. Oh no, my friends have been caught. Don't worry, I'll save you. Oh Christ, not again. What are we doing on the ocean? How did we get here? Why aren't we sinking? Who are we? Tom Cruise ship? So overall, thanks for warning me, Gamebox. I did expect the impossible, and I was not disappointed. However, I didn't expect Tom Cruise looking like a leather wallet.
All right, we're finally at the end. You're tired. Trust me, I know. I get it. I'm tired from playing 230 games and putting cheats in them. You're tired from watching me and doing nothing. We're all tired, okay? Message received. So, without any further ado, let's crack on with...
Now, hold on, Caddy. You need to get through me first.
No! No!
I'm Callum. Duh.
Shut up! Get out of my house! Get out of my life! Who has my knife? Thank you, wife!
That's a strong calendar.
Wait. Tomorrow never dies.
I will give you this. Yeah, sure, tomorrow may never die, but Pierce Brosnan's face muscles do. Whether or not you think that I saved the best cheats for last or that it was all worth the wait, I'll leave up to you. Because for me, as I write this part of the script, I don't remember why I put this game here or what the cheats even were. So starting us off, we have a nice subtle thing that doesn't really change much of the game. Invisible buildings. Bond, quickly, infiltrate the enemy stronghold. Where is it? Bond, watch out! The enemy has used the snow to hide a dozen bear traps on the floor. Oh yeah, so how about we fix the problem and get rid of the whole floor? Oh no, who's shooting me? I can't see where you are. Oh wait, I know. Invisible buildings. Make sure that none of you decide to go to the toilet. I don't know about you guys, but my favorite Bond movie is the one with nothing in it. Where in God's name am I going? I can't even figure out where the fence is, and I need to go and stop that helicopter before it sets fire to the air. The funny thing though is that even if you remove every single object in a secret agent stealth game, including the enemy bases, unless you have eyes on your ass, like me, you are going to get caught and game over, whatever the case may be. So as an extra benefit for you, if you need it, there's also a cheat for running faster. Running faster my wreck. Here's a mission where we have to rendezvous with Paris, the whole city, with a trench coat. Oh dongs, I've been caught. Don't panic, James Bomb. There's always a way out. Have you tried going through the walls? Pierce Brosnan? More like Pierce through the walls. Wait, oh, dang it. I'm lost. I forgot what my mission was. Who am I rescuing? Who am I stopping? What secret plans am I stealing? What am I doing?
It's so dark.
Oh, okay, right. Listen here, you peeps. Here is the best cheat in the game, and maybe the best, most useless, most unhelpful, most ridiculous cheat I've ever seen in a PS1 game. In the book, it's simply titled Freeze All Objects, which sounds kind of basic, you know, kind of stock, but when it's actually in effect, it doesn't just freeze all the objects. It sticks them to James Bond's center of gravity and follows it around everywhere you go. Excuse me, sir, can somebody help me? I'm looking for a spot to park my BMW. And my dad's. Not to mention, it doesn't only freeze the enemies and objects around you, but even freezes the forward-facing axis of James Bond's bra. The name's oil. Sunflower oil. I can't even figure out what buttons I should be pressing to move forward. Even when he holds his gun, he keeps his arms locked to the same axis while aiming it. It's the most disorienting and repulsive thing I've ever seen. 007 may not be a very good secret agent going around and telling everyone his full legal name and occupation, but he's definitely useful for shooting people around corners. By the way, everybody, please take the time while watching this video to list all of the essentials you'll need when traveling to a hotel. Your car, a chair, a dead man, and a fence. I think I shat my game up. Tomorrow never dies. The most complete Bond experience. That's what I was told about Gorilla Glue.
There. I've done it. I beat the book. Without cheats. But the problem is, according to this book, at the end of a YouTube video, I'm supposed to write a conclusion. So in conclusion, cheats are well meant. But then...
With the rise in accessibility of mainstream internet in the early to mid-2000s, not only did cheat books slowly die out, but because of how quickly and easily anybody could find any methods of breaking any games for free, game publishers quickly realized that they were companies and therefore hated all their customers, so eventually told developers to stop doing cheat codes entirely. Because why add something like that into a game to give you a strength boost that's far too quick and easy to find online when you can lock it behind being poor, which, let's be real, is your fault. And unless you count recent games that bring cheat books back into the public consciousness and include them as a mechanic within the game, like Tunic, which you should absolutely play if you miss cheat books. In the UK, at least, the last remnants of any kind of cheat book that I remember seeing are these ones that I have here. The ones that came for free in the official PS2 magazine. The biggest PS2 cheats book ever, Volume 2, and every PS2 cheat ever, which is somehow half the size of the biggest PS2 cheat book ever, and that was only one volume. I hate reading books because books lie. And so in a desperate attempt to give their readers anything useful for free, the official PS2 magazine eventually lost their minds and included this absurd implement, the 2005 Hot 100 book, reviewing the best 100 PS2 games that talks to you like a Cockney pimp. Buy this slick filth, you tar! It reviews Kingdom Hearts while complaining about things that are dangerously close to a slur. They review Max Payne without mentioning a single bad point towards the game, and then give it a 7 out of 10. They review Metal Gear Solid 2 better than Metal Gear Solid 3, which, honestly, I agree, pretty based. And they even call Resident Evil Code Veronica bloody terrifying.
I so want to enjoy this.
While giving it a 9 out of 10, making it just as good as Silent Hill 3 and better than Spider-Man 2. Spins a web, any size, catches pubes in his flies.
The Hot 100. Now available in Hot.
Subscribe.
Caddy, I love you. But man, your 3-hour videos are torture. But we got through it in 2 parts. It's so loungy. I like it.
Stan? Rest in peace, Pope Francis. You would have loved Donkey Kong Bonanza.
I don't know. But yeah, yay, we did it. We did it. We did it. I miss cheat codes, and I understand the reason why we don't get them. Like he said, everyone goes online. You find everything online. So, yeah. But tips and tricks and cheatcc.com. Well, tips and tricks was my love, and cheatcc.com was my friend. I'm not gonna say with benefits, but they were fun. Yeah, no, thank you guys. I have no background. Wow, I could probably go bigger. Wow. But thank you guys so much. That was fun. I'm glad to have watched that with you guys, or have you guys watch me watch that. That sounds weird. Until next time, loves. Ta-ta!